In the previous session, we have seen how to create a component, how to pass that data from one component to another component, right? How to pass the data from parent component to child component. Now we will understand how to define client-side controller. Now we want to understand how you define a controller. Controllers are going to be two types. One is client-side controller, other one is server-side controller. Client-side controller is going to be JavaScript. Server-side controller is going to be Apex class. So here, first we'll understand how you define. We understand how you define client-side controller. Look at the format. Client controller. If the name of the component is client underscore controller, then we have here controller, right? Click on the controller. Automatically corresponding client side controller is created. What is the name of it? Component name dot controller dot js. Every component will have corresponding it is a JavaScript file. One controller will be there. Only one client side controller will be there for one component. Every component will have only one client side controller. Every component will have one client side controller, and it is going to be a JavaScript file. If the name of the component is abc.cmp, then client side controller will have abc controller dot. We are going to have abc controller.js. If the name of the component is abc, client side controller will have abc controller.js. abc controller.js. Now, what is the syntax of it? Now, how is the anonymous window called? This is called anonymous box. This is a function, anonymous box. When you say system.debug, when you say debug log, you are writing the code here, right? Whatever the code you are writing, it's just like this. Internet is like this. It is considered as anonymous window, right? So it is whatever you are passing, it will take as a parameter. Similarly, when you are defining this, it will be like this: functional bracket. Then it's an object. Functional bracket object. This is how it is to be defined. Now, how it is given here? This is how we given. Then we're going to give floor bracket. Suppose to give function name, function name, function collaborative. This is how we are giving. Where I told split it up, in which we give function name, function component. This is how we are going. So finally, what is the structure? Function, component, helper, event. This is how you are going to define. So let me give you. Once again, I will give you. Now, tell me how the syntax is going to be. Open bracket, closing bracket. Within this, scope. Whatever you want to write, we have to write within this. Giving here. Function here. Component. Logic will be different. This is how we define the logic. Example. Write the logic. This is how we are defining. Show, invoke, right. I hope you are good with this one. This is how we are defining. So whatever the logic you want to define, you define. So what happened? Create a component, click on a controller, automatically this is created. Component event helper. The order is your choice, is a parameter list. Right. So whatever the name you want to define, you can define the name. Right. Then when is this client side controller invoked? It's a JavaScript. It cannot be invoked by itself. An action should happen, then only it will be performed. What type of action? Any event occurs on the element of the component, then it is going to call client side controller. Any event occurs on the element of the component, it is going to call client side controller. Okay, let us take an example. Let us take an example quickly. Understand the concept clearly. Now, element. I am giving a lightning button. We are creating button. What is the namespace? Lightning. On click, When you click on the button, you want some action. When you are trying to call the client side, you are going to give C dot name of the method. On click, C dot name of the method. C dot name of the method. Name of the JavaScript function. Go to controller. Show. We have created a component. When you click on a button, this method is called. We are giving. Now, how do you run this component? This is how we got it. Click on the button. This is invoked. Right, boss? So what was that? When you click on the button, we are getting this invoked. This is how we are giving. So when an event occurs on the component, corresponding client side controller will be called. Right. Okay. Now let us look at the next example. So when the event is occurring, the corresponding client side controller is getting called. Let me put this code here. The problem here is, look at the next one. The problem here is, when you go to Apex class, are you going to invoke a constructor? Just 1 minute, I'll just finish off. Now I have a question. When you go to Apex class, do you invoke a constructor or constructor is automatically invoked? Constructor is automatically invoked. Like that, do you have any functionality in the Lightning where client side control is automatically invoked? Now I am clicking on a button. There is a reason the client side controller method is called. I don't want to click on a button. I want it to be invoked directly. So how do you handle it? That's what we are going to check in the next example. I want something to be invoked. I want the client side controller to be invoked without performing any action. Yes. An application for this. Alright. The reason for copying is we just want to reduce the load time. Okay. Now let us look at the next example. What is our next example? You want the client side controller to be invoked automatically. Then I'm giving it. Jira handler. When I say Jira handler, boss, when this component is called, generally, if I want to give a related explanation, if I say page, then what will happen? Boss, whenever the page is loading, first invoke the constructor of example class. There is a meaning. Whenever the page is loading, first invoke the constructor of the example class. Similarly, when I say URA handler, boss, whenever this component is loading, first perform the action in the handler, then load the component. Like in the VF page, controller equal to example, whenever this page is loading, first load the constructor, first run the constructor. Similarly, whenever we are calling this component, first invoke the handler in the component. Invoke the handler in the component. So URA handler, init, initialization. Which one you want to initialize? I want to initialize this component. Now, this can be used to initialize the events. This can be used to initialize the application. So, what you want to initialize? This particular component. Name equal to init, value equal to this. Action. So, what was that? URA handler, name equal to init, value equal to this, action equal to C dot invoke. Whenever this component is loaded, whenever the component is loaded, whenever this component is loaded, run this. Now, define client-side controller. Define client-side controller. How you define the client-side controller? Go to the controller. We have created this. Let me run this. Let me run this one. Now, we are trying to say alert. Go to the application. Have a preview. This is loaded from the client. Look at this. The component is not yet loaded. The component, when I click OK, the component will be loaded. Right. So this is happening before the component is loaded. Are you clear about this one? If you want to perform some automated action when the component is loading, then I will be using a component called URA handler. When I go to URA handler, name will be this. So name will be init, initialization, value equal to this, action equal to what you want to invoke. I hope you're good. So how do you call the client side controller? C dot action. Right. So next one. Let us look at this example here. Say predefined component. This component will be executed before the content component is loaded. This component will be fired before the content of the component is loaded. What are the attributes we have? Value. Generally, it will take event name or so and so. At this basic level, we have only this. Third one we have action. What is the action we want to perform while loading the component? Right. Let me take example. I hope you are good with this. Now I'm taking this example. Create a component. Right. Look at this. This is a component. Create a client-side controller. Create the application. Don't write the notes, boss. I'm creating for you only. This one. So basically, we understood the functionality that while loading the component, if you want some action to be performed, we can do it with the help of Jira handler. Now here my question is, when a component is getting loaded, I want the values of the attributes to be set. I want to initialize the values of an attribute. In the constructor, what do? You will initialize the values of the data member. Similarly, in the Jira handler also, I want to use to initialize the values of an attribute. So here the question is, how do you refer to attributes in the client-side controller? How do you refer to attributes in the client-side controller? How do you refer to attributes in the client-side controller? How do you refer to attributes in the client-side controller? How do you read the value? How do you set the value? There's a question mark. We have reading the values and setting the values, reading the values and setting the values of an attribute in the client-side controller. In the Apex class, we write set and get. In the Apex class, variables in the class we are called as server-side data. We use a setter method and getter method. But here, attributes in the component are called client-side data. Attribute in the component are called client-side data. When I explained about MVC model of Lightning, I told client-side data, client-side controller. So the client-side data is nothing but attributes of a component. Client-side data is nothing but attributes of a component. So how do you set and get the data of a attributes from the controller? From the client-side controller, how do you set and get the values of a component? Component attributes. Client-side data. Client-side. You need to understand one key point here. Client-side data is nothing but attributes. In the Lightning, client-side data is stored in the attributes of a component. So, if you want to read the values of the attributes in the component, in the client-side controller, how do you do that? We got function name, function, component, event. This is syntax, right? Component, event, helper. The first one is this will refer to the component which has fired. This will refer to the component which has fired this action. When you say show, why are you calling show? Because I clicked on a button. From which component? From which component? Refer to the component from which client side controller has fired. Refer to the component from which the client side controller has fired. Then we are going to see event. This will refer to the event which has fired. Helper. Helper function. As of now, just understand the first element. There is a component. Now, if you want to read the data, you are supposed to give component dot get v dot attribute. How do you read the data? Component dot get v dot attribute. This is better. Getter. Component dot get v dot attribute. If you want to set the data, set v dot attribute name. So how we are getting component dot get v dot attribute name. If you want to set the data, component dot set v dot attribute name comma value. This is the way in which we set the data, get the data. We were setting the data and getting the data using this. Let me give a quick example for this. EMP name. This is how we got. Jira handler. Handler name, value, action. This is a component. Name of the method is show. So I'm giving where first I want to set the data. Component dot set the case is to cross check. What we are doing? Component. If I give this as ABC, ABC dot. If I give XYZ, XYZ dot. Now, let's go to the application. This is how we are giving. There's a bug with the name, salary. What was that name and salary? V dot name, EMP name. This is how we are getting the data. Right, boss? So what I'm doing? Setting the data of an attribute from a component. How are you setting? Component dot set. When it is happening, when the component is getting loaded, automatically handler is called. Handler is setting the data. Then it is displaying the data of component. I hope you're good. So when you are trying to call a component, component is calling handler. Handler is initializing the value. Then the component is getting displayed. This is the way of setting the data. Anyone has any query on this?
Yeah, hello.
Clear with this?
Hello. Hello. Hello.
So, just go through the code, what I'm writing. If anybody has any queries, let me know.
Hello.
By now, this type of code should be very easy for you. If you are really practice the classic, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So here V refers to the attribute.
V refer to the attribute, obviously. Any attribute value you want to refer, we are supposed to go with V dot.
Okay. So do we need to give only V, or else we can give any other alphabet?
Come again.
Do we need to give only V, or else
Only
like
V.
okay.
See, if you give your own naming convention, how does the system understand, boss?
I'm just asking.
Then next, we want to see how to set the data. You've seen how to set the data. Now we'll see how to get the data. Now, read the data, perform the operation. I want to see how data can be read and perform the operation. Let us see how to read the data. Now we have seen how to set the data. Let us go to the next example, how to read the data. A basic level example only. Reading a attribute. We are calling a server side controller, client side controller. Right. So I'm going to the controller. If you pass the value of A and B, I'll calculate the value of C. If I want to calculate, first I have to read the value of A and B. Read the values of A and B, calculate the value of C. What I'm doing, where A value equal to component dot get B dot A. Read the value of A, then set the value. Component dot read the value, set the value. Component dot get V dot attribute name. If you want to set component dot V dot attribute name comma value. Define an application. Now we are giving it. So look at the fun. Now while invoking it, I am passing the value here. So what are the values I am passing while invoking? These values are read by the client side controller and they want to perform the action. So whatever the attribute values you are passing here, those values I want to read and I want to perform it. Whatever the attribute values I am giving here, I want to read these attribute values. I want to calculate some value, set the value. Read the attribute, set the attribute. Component dot set, component dot get. The component refers to the component from where we are invoking. Element from where we are invoking the client side controller, that is referred with component. The component from where I am invoking the client side controller, that I am referring as a component. I can give anything, it's a variable. I give the name as component. If you give ABC, it's ABC. XYZ, XYZ. I hope you are good. Clear? Now let me give this.
So can you explain one more time that controller?
Now component dot get B dot A value. Reading the value of attribute A, reading the value of attribute B, making a sum of the two numbers, then I am setting the value of C. Read the values, set the value. Get V dot attribute name. Set V dot attribute name comma value. Is that was clear? Am I clear with this?
Yes.
Okay. So create a component. Create a client-side controller. Let's do one example now. I'll give a quick example. Try to implement this. I feel everybody has followed this example. Okay. Let us do this example.
Yeah, hello.
Yes.
Yeah, one small question. So
Ask the
in this
question, right?
example,
Yeah.
in this example, instead of passing the parameters from the controller, so we are passing the parameters from this in this application, right?
See,
Yeah.
now, what was the context of this example we are discussing?
So we are just getting the values.
How to get the values. Now, if you want to
Okay.
get the values, then what I was supposed to do? If I take the values straight away in the JavaScript, then where is the use of taking this example? The purpose of taking this example is to demonstrate how to read the values which are assigned to the attribute. If attribute already have a value, how to read is a question mark. Now, if you want to directly assign the value in the script, no need to take this controller component dot get. Straight away, you can say component dot set c value equal to so and so, a value equal to so and so. Now, this is an example to read the value which are already set to the attribute and perform the operation. Right, boss? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, everyone start implementing this example. I hope everybody has followed it, right? Now, create a component which will take the attributes. Create a component which has following. Create a client-side controller which will read the values of amount, rate, gets, calculate, create a application which will invoke create this example, everyone. Draw attribute. Value equal to this. Action equal to calculate. We have created amount, year, rate, interest. Go to the client side controller. Component dot get. So we are reading the value and we are setting the value. Invoke it within the application. So this is the component we are supposed to invoke along with the values. The basic structure we have here. I hope you are good with this. Clear? So we have seen how to create a component, how to create a attribute, how to invoke initializer, how to set the value and get the value. Okay. But the problem here is it doesn't have a look and feel. Everything is coming at the corner. It is not having any look and feel. So let us try to apply some look and feel to this component. Let us try to apply some look and feel to this component. So what do you mean by a component bundle? What do you mean by a component bundle? This component along with its controller, it's a style, it's a helper, its controller, its helper. All of them together is a component bundle. Now in the component bundle, one of the element is style. So for this component, any style that you want to apply, for this component, any style that you want to apply, that should be applied using a style. We are just touching the basics, we are not getting deep into this. Now, let us go to the next part. Applying style for the component. So look at this. Lightning component. Now I have given style. Div. I gave div, this is the component. I want to display this component first. Component with 3 values. Now I want to display this component in the application. Now we got this structure. Now, if you want to apply any style to this component, we are finding here. What was this? Dot this. When you say dot this, component which you are referring, that component is referred with the dot this. The style of the component is referred with the dot this. Now, go to the application. Now, what was that? Dot this component to which you are referring. Component which you are referring. Component which you are referring. That component is referred with this. Dot this, that component. Now, the same I am giving one more time. Now I am giving here dot this dot now I am giving here margin left margin top. So I gave dot this dot box. Box is the name of the CSS style. Now what I am doing, dot this is this component. In that component, wherever I give a class equal to box, there you apply the property. Dot this will refer to this component. In that component, wherever I give class equal to box, there you apply this style. What happened here? We got a gap here. Left margin, top margin. Take one more element. Now I am going for style. Margin left, margin top, border 1 pixel, solid. When you want to give a border, first you should know width. Width of the box 200 pixel. So I gave red box. I told margin left, margin right, width, height, border. Now we are applying. Now similarly, if you override, here I told color equal to So we are applying style for the component. So dot class, the class is applied using the CSS. We are applying. So if you override dot, this component will be overridden. So how we are giving dot this, the entire component, dot this dot class name, this dot class name. In that component, this class name, if you apply, these are the properties. I hope you are getting my point. Clear for everyone? Clear for everyone? Right. So what I'm doing, if you want to apply the CSS, dot this will refer to the component, dot element is the name of the class. Let me give you quick. So I hope you are good with this basic example, right? Now let us take one more example to just quickly explain. This is how we create. Let us take one more example. Basic properties. I hope you know the basic properties, right? Padding, spacing, right? Good with that. People know margin. Either change your expressions or say yes or no. All right, fine. So how do you apply the CSS? Click on the style. Background. Border. Then we have margin. Margin top. Now, let me show this example. If anybody doesn't know these properties, I'll explain it. So we had a properties here. So margin, padding, border. This is what we are getting here. So I'll just quickly give an idea about what they are. Now this is the page. This is my page. Anything that I print, generally it will start from here. 0, 0. Anything that I take, it will start from here. Now I want to print one box. This is the box of what I want to print. Now if I print, it will print from here. If I print, it will print from here. No, I don't want to print from there. I want to print from here. This gap what you are finding here is called margin left, and the gap what you are finding here is called margin. Where you want the element to be printed in the page, where you want the element to be printed, margin. Now if I am printing any data, the data will be printed from here. In that box, the element will be printed from that coordinate 0, 0. I don't want this element to be printed from here. I want the element to be printed from here. In the element, the content should be printed. Now what was this? This is called padding. This is called padding. Padding left, padding. Now width, height, and the border line is what you are getting. This one, margin left, margin top, padding left, padding top, width, height, background color, the background color, and the color is the message. How the message should be printed. This is the color. Background color. So margin left, margin top, padding left, padding top, width, height, background color. These are the properties what I have applied. I hope you are good. This is a basic formula of applying the CSS. Now in the next class we'll see the combination will become bit complex. Just we have seen the very introductory point of every element. How to create a client-side controller, how to create a attribute, how to apply a CSS. Now in the next we'll try to apply these combinations and make it a bit complex. I hope everyone is good with now. Everyone is good with this.